Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Football United TV. This is Gunners from all corners. Well, let's get to that intro. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's show. God, what can I say? What a panel. Looking good. Right, let's introduce our first guest. Right, some say he's the man, he's the myth, and he's a legend. That's enough about myself. Right, and also he's making his debut tonight on Gunners from all corners. Jez, how are you, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me on. First time on your channel, and thanks for inviting me. And I'm looking for a great show with you and young Josh down there. And yeah, bring it on, man.
Bring it on. Right, and the second one, right, we have got Josh. Well, True Gooner, Josh, aka Mikel Arteta, I call him. He's got that. He looks like Mikel Arteta, Jez. Can you see? Have a closer look. Can you see a fragrance of Arteta there?
No.
No.
Big up, Jez.
No, not at all.
Well, anyway, welcome to the show, lads. Welcome to the show. Right, actually, I've clicked on the bloody wrong one there. Right, let's go straight to it. Basically, what it is, Arsenal has had outstanding 6 wins so far this season. Goals here, there's been goals everywhere, basically. What I want to know is out of those 6 games, which one is your best one and why? And you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to give this to the lad that's making his debut today, Jez. Which one is it, mate?
For me, it's got to be West Ham, London derby. You know, winning 6-0. You can't beat that, really. Going down their ground, beating them 6-0. It don't get much better than that, does it, really? Considering we've had some pretty poor results against them in recent last couple of seasons. Kicked us out of the cups. So, yeah, nice to get one back on the Hammers. And it was, let's get it right, it was a class performance. Absolutely 4-0 up, half-time, destroyed them, game done, and then we came back. It could have been 7, 8, 9. Let's put it right. You know, I can't remember ever in the 54 years I've watched Arsenal ever beating West Ham 6-0. So for me, that has got to be my iconic game of this calendar year since Christmas time. Yeah, going down the London Stadium, beating them up 6-0 and absolutely embarrassing them. And sorry to any West Ham fans watching, if Early Doors you're watching or anybody like that, mate. Or my old mate Budgie. Yeah, sorry, boys, but we absolutely roasted you. And bring it on, man.
Bring it on. Do you know what, Jez? If I was going to actually say mine after Josh's, and you picked exactly the same match as mine, can you believe it or not? Right, Josh, which one's yours, mate, and why?
I've gone different to both of you, really. I've gone with the Liverpool game. You know, beating them 3-1 at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Just because, for me, how big of a statement it was, really. You know, they only are, you know, competitors in this league title race, and you know, it was a must win. We had to beat them if we wanted any chance of winning this league title this season. You know, you had to win these games against these teams like Liverpool, especially at the Emirates. So, and plus Liverpool as well. And it's always nice, you know, to get one over them lot. Considering the fact as well that they did us in the FA Cup as well, which I was really disappointed about at the Emirates as well. So yeah, that really wound me up. So yeah, I was really happy. That's probably has to be my favourite, is being Liverpool, at the Emirates. Just the way how we did it as well. I mean, we dominated that first half really. Only a mistake from I think it was Saliba, which led them getting the equaliser, and then second half we came down and then absolutely punished them. Trossard as well getting on the score sheet. So yeah, I think it has to be Liverpool for me, man. Just because of how big of a statement it really was. And honestly, I feel like if we would have lost that game, I honestly felt the title would have been over. So it was a massive win. So I'll have to go Liverpool personally.
Good, yeah. Good call. It's good call.
Good call. Good call.
The early doors just snuck in late. To miss what we just said. But yeah, good call, Josh. Good call, man.
Good call. Good call. Yeah. Also, mine was exactly the same as Jez. I picked the West Ham game. Early doors, I believe, is already in. He's already put in comments. But yeah, I mean, to me, it was getting. They knocked us basically. They beat us in the league, which I personally think the ball was over the line. So that infuriated me. That really pissed me off and wound me up. I got to be honest with you. And the other thing was as well, knocking us out the Carabao Cup. So that they'd done a double on us. And if West Ham, if they would have won this game and they would have done a triple on us, would we have known it? Seriously, it was. I mean, my missus, her brother, he supports West Ham, and he was giving me stick when they'd done the double on us. So he didn't like it back, obviously, when I gave him the stick when we beat them, obviously 6-0. But it is what it is. But I just feel at the minute times are good. I'm enjoying it. We're getting lots of goals at the minute, and obviously our last game against Newcastle. I mean, Newcastle wasn't even in it, were they? To be honest, they were absolutely awful. I mean, Jez, do you just want to give your brief views on this Newcastle game? Your thoughts on it?
I was quite surprised, actually, mate, because I actually thought it would be a lot tougher than it was. But having known how they've been playing recently, Newcastle, they've been bloody poor. And I'm really surprised, to be fair, because I know they've got a lot of injuries. That didn't help them. That's a fact. But the fact is that I still thought they would have come down to our place and given a lot more than they did. And apart from 10 minutes in the first half, early start, they were trying to close us down. But after that, it was just one-way traffic, man. They were awful. Not a shot on target. Bit like us against Porto, to be honest, embarrassing. But the fact is, we took them down, and it's what we needed to do. They're not a bad team. Let's get it right. They've got a half decent manager there, but they just didn't turn up. Embarrassment for them. But the thing is that I did expect a lot more, but we've proven a point right now. We're making a statement in the league, and we've got to continue it now, guys. We've got to continue it because we're in the fight, yeah, but we've got to continue this on. Some big games coming up, some big games coming up, and we got a big game on. I had this debate actually the other day. Everybody's saying, guys I know said, Sheffield United. Mate, you can't take it for granted. We've got to go there, get 3 points. It might be a cheeky 1-0. It might be an ugly win, but it doesn't matter. It's 3 points. If we're going to take this league to win it seriously, then we've got to go for it, all guns blazing. And we've got to destroy teams like them. Now, it doesn't matter. We don't have to score 5, 6, 7 against them, right? And isn't that a nice thing to sit here and say, 5, 6, 7, cocky me, because we've battered teams. We've absolutely roasted them. But the thing is, we've got to be consistent. And we've got to go up to Bramall Lane and we've got to actually beat them. You can't afford a draw, right? And it's an iffy weekend this weekend. Some interesting games, mate. that could help us one way or the other. Man City, Man United, could be. But, yeah, we've got to take it seriously now. Newcastle did us a favour. They were absolutely bloody crap on the day. And we took them to pieces. And it's another 3 points. Walk on. Next one. Come on. Let's move it.
Let's move it on. Josh, can I just get your thoughts on the Newcastle game as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree with what Jess was saying, really. Like, I did not expect them to play, in terms of Newcastle, to come out and play like that, really. I remember, go back to the game last season we played them, it was that 0-0 game. They came to the Emirates and, they really roughed us up, and we found it very frustrating and we found it very hard to obviously break them down. So I thought it was going to be very similar. So obviously how we played them last week, but we absolutely battered them, to be honest, and, credit to us because I thought we was absolutely superb. Killed them off. And that was the main thing is like, and what I've noticed in these past, 6 games is we're actually taking chances now. We're actually, killing the games off. We're actually killing teams off, which was one of my biggest criticisms when we was going for that little, dip in form when we was losing to like some West Ham. We had 30 shots against them. It's awful in the final third. It was same story with Fulham. Same with Liverpool in the FA Cup as well. We was controlling these games, but we didn't take our chances, and it was awful in the final third. But now, we're starting to, really, take these chances and be more clinical in the final third. And that was the main thing, which I've noticed really over the past, 6 games. And yeah, no, honestly, I thought everyone, was superb. Even Havertz, I've always said it. Like when we were signing the guy, I'm like, and when I saw Arteta playing him in left centre mid, I'm like, do not play this guy left centre mid. Yeah, I don't think he suits at left centre mid. It's just my personal preference. I think he's more as an attacking midfielder or just down the middle. And, he looked very, very good. So credit where credit's due because, I think we all criticise the signing, but, I can sit there and say, when a player performs well, give credit where it's due as well. And I thought, he had a great game. Even people like Kiwior starting to step up now at left back. He's looking very, very good there. We killed them off properly, and that was the main thing for me. And that's been the main thing for me in the past 6 games is like we're actually killing teams off and actually the end product's improving. And I think that's because Arteta has changed and actually tried something different. He's played Trossard as a false 9. He's going to have Havertz there instead of just Jesus, instead of the same front 3. So yeah, I think that's the main thing that we're killing teams off now.
Yeah. Obviously, with Kai Havertz scored in that game as well, and so that came to a little bit of a shock. But what we're going to do, we're going to move on later on to Kai Havertz because there's something else I'm going to bring up in the show about that. I'm just going to hit a few of the comments because then he's saying Godfather Jez, and then he goes on to say West Ham away. Well, I just want to say thanks to you and thanks for tuning in as well. Luke James, same again to you. Thanks for tuning in and watching. He's saying evening, Jez. And then he's going, big up, Anthony. Yeah, big up to you. AFC always. He's in the house. He says, Anthony, Josh, big up. I don't know who's conferring those muscles to, Josh. It's either me or you. Well, it could be, I think it's Jez personally.
I don't think so.
And the man is in himself. Early doors, Tony. He's saying, good evening, Anthony, Jez, and Josh. And then goes on to say, Nickers and Luke as well. Nippon's in the house. Big Nips. How you doing, mate? Long time no see.
Well, I haven't seen for ages, man.
I haven't been for ages, no. But thanks for Nippon. Thanks for tuning in, mate. And thanks for joining in. Luke James goes early doors. And then he goes on to say, big up. And then let's go on and say... So they're going to Canada Gooner goes, hello panel, Jez. Open things are good. What's that? One red wine, are you?
No,
he loves his wine.
It's blackcurrant juice tonight, mate.
They all say that. And then Early Door says, oh, you Jez. I think he hears you first of all about that West Ham game. Yeah, and he goes, he says it's still 2-1, Anthony. I know. Enjoy it. What's the score on aggregate though?
Yeah.
And then he's saying hello. He's saying a big up. A few of them are saying big ups to Nippon and that. Matt's in the house. His channel is. He's saying big up all. And there are a few big ups. AFC always. He goes on to say, I really thought Kiwior would have had his hands full against Murray. Yeah, same here. Obviously, that left back position At the minute, it's still quite weak in my opinion, but he's there and he's doing his job and he ain't doing too bad. Obviously, he scored a goal, in that game. Kiwior, but your opinions on him, Jez. How do you feel about him in that left back position at the minute?
I think he's done exceptionally well, to be fair. Since we've lost our left back, well, yeah, we're not going to go down that road, but I thought he's done a great job. I don't like Zinchenko in that position. I just really don't. He's a midfielder, not a bloody left back. I think when we've got Zinchenko there, he leaves our defence very exposed on the left flank. Look at it right now. Look how solid our defence is right now. Yeah, it reminds me very much, and I shouldn't make comparisons, but I'm going to. It reminds me of the old the old back four we used to have back in the day, where we were solid as a bloody rock. When we had Adams, Bold, and all that lot, and Winterburn, Keown, back in the day, nobody could break them down. Very rarely, We've got almost a situation now where we're almost like that. I know they're different characters in play, but since Kiwior has played in that position, we are solid as a rock. Yeah. With Zinchenko there, it's like having a leaky back door. Yeah, because people can sneak in around him because he goes inverted in the midfield. And I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me at all. Cost us last season. I don't want him, if he comes back fit, I don't want him sneaking straight in because that will destroy us, right? At the moment, Mr. Arteta, we have got a solid back four. All the time they're fit, staying as they are. Yeah, I never really thought too much of Kiwior, but fair play to the fella. I'll give him credence because he's doing a damn good job. Keep him there for sure because he looks solid. He doesn't panic. He's stable, and that's all we can ask. He's not the sort of player that overlaps down that left wing, but he delivers. He delivers, and that's all you can ask. And the fact is, I like him at the moment, right? Tomiyasu went out, injured. Yeah, okay, fair play. I don't disrespect Tomiyasu, but give this kid a chance because I think he's got class there, man. And keep him playing, man. Keep him there for Sheffield because I think when we go up there, mate, we should absolutely kill him. Absolutely bloody kill him. But, see?
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, it's facts. Yes, what you said, I totally agree with. I've actually said the same before. Josh, what's your thoughts on Kiwior at left back? Is he doing a good job for you? And if he is, why?
Yeah, look, I think it's just a fresh air from playing Zinchenko there because I agree. Zinchenko for me is clearly not a left back. There's a reason why he plays for his country as a midfielder. He's not a left back. I mean, we've seen time and time again, this guy cannot defend. He's a liability defensively. Yes, I understand. He's very good going forward, inverting, and technically he's very, very good. But we need, for me, a natural left back there, and Zinchenko ain't that guy for me. I think he's a good player, but play him in the midfield where his actual position is. But as for Kiwior, no, I've been really impressed with this guy. And we signed this guy as a centre back as well, and he's doing a fantastic job there at left back. My only thing I will sit there and say is going forwards. Like I think he's a bit slow when it comes to going forward, but the main thing is can you defend as a defender, and he can defend. What I've noticed with him over these past couple of games, he looked very, very solid defensively, and he just does a job, man. He just does a job. He wouldn't be my ideal starting left back. I think we shouldn't drop him. Like for these past, the way he's been based on form, we need to keep playing him consistently. But when obviously people like Tomiyasu come back, I think he can do. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Him at left back do a really good job there. He can go forward. He can obviously defend solid as well, overlap. Even Timber as well. I mean, we saw early doors of him when he comes back. He's been he played left back in the Community Shield against City. Played preseason played the preseason games at left back. So Yeah, but for the time being, honestly, I've been really happy with Kiwior, man. Been really happy with the guy, and he's doing a really, really good job.
Yeah, same here. I think he's doing a brilliant job at the minute. So it left back, obviously. I mean, the reason why we got him in, first of all, because apparently he could play so-called two positions, which is obviously the centre-back role, and also in his old team who used to play for, they used to push him up into that DM role as well. So those were the main two positions that he can actually fulfill. But now, obviously, switching over to the left-back position, give credit where credit's due. He's done really well. So yeah, I'm going to just quickly nip back to the comments. Helen's in. Big up, Helen. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Sees you, Jez, and the panel. And then she goes on and says the hi chat. Tony Uridor says consistency is the key, Jez. Without that, what's that? Without that, out of the contention, simple as. Well, yeah, we would be. Without that, we will be out of contention. AFC always says we have got to win every game before we play Man City at the Etihad. We have got to beat Man City, and if we want to win this Premier League title, well, yeah. I mean, I personally think, I think teams are going to slip up. Even I'm going on the top three as well. Obviously you've got like what Jess said, you've got Man United against Man City. Is it the Etihad? But I was actually watching it, the game from last season where it was played at the Etihad. Last time they played there, obviously Man City basically kicking Man United's ass. It was 6-3 in that game. So, it was anything can happen there. What it was on I was on Jez's show on Tuesday. We were talking obviously brief about the Arsenal and how we think, the top three is going to correspond. We actually said that Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, since they come back from injury, they've been a little bit poor recent. Gets that game against Luton, Haaland scores 5, and Kevin De Bruyne assists 4 out of his 5 goals. So I think we jinxed that one, didn't we, Jess?
Yeah, we got that one. Well, it shows what we know, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Flipping heck. Doors is saying hi, Helen. Jack is in the house. Evening
Right,
all. Evening, Jack. And thanks for tuning in, mate. Let's have a look. What we got here. Hang on. What's going on? He's all right. This bloody computers go slow at the minute. And it goes in. She says, "Hi, Tony. I am more mate." She's there. So early doors are saying, "Welcome back." There's a few big ups in here as well. Hi, Tony. Coming to the end of my second week of broadcasting on Twitter and Instagram only. Oh, fair play. I hope that's working out for you. Anthony, are you in the UK or the United States, mate? I'm in the UK.
We're in the third time zone of the UK.
Just knows which part I am in the UK as well. The good part, that is. And then saying, hi, Jack. Here's Emery. Yeah, I tell you what, there's loads of big ups in here. There's a big ups in here. And then use this one here. Right, this is Matt here. He's in there. AFC always says Partey back in full training. This is what I was going to get on. I'm going to get your reviews on this as well. Partey's back in full training. I wouldn't be surprised if Partey picks up an injury in training before we play Sheffield United on Monday. Now, the rumor is that Thomas Partey is back. My question is, with Mikel Arteta, if he does it, I think he's wrong. But do you think Partey should walk straight back into this team and play against Sheffield United? I'm going to go with Josh on this one first. What's your opinions on this one, mate?
Look, for me, I feel like, I don't think he should walk straight back in, personally. Now, I rate Partey. I've always said when he's fully fit, he's our most important player, in my opinion. But this guy's just made the glass recently. But I just have a feeling that, look, I'm not speaking like factual information here, but it's just me assuming things. Like, I feel like there's something going on with Partey because, this guy was back in full training, I think, before we played Liverpool. Yeah. Arteta confirmed he's back. We saw him in pictures, everyone getting hyped up. Partey's back. And then, oh no, he's had a little setback. It seems to keep happening. And I just feel like we won't see him against Sheffield United. Look, I really hope he is back, but I don't think he should be rushed back just yet. I remember we've done that in the past, and he's got injured again because it's just when he comes to Arsenal, this guy's been made of glass, and it's such a shame because I've always said it. This guy is the key player, in my opinion. He's so important to this midfield. And it's mad because I was looking at his injury record, and at Atletico Madrid, he was there like seven seasons. He missed 7 games due to injury. Now look how many games he missed at Arsenal. He gets injured every single season, it seems like. And I rate him so highly, but he just can never stay fit. But to answer your question, personally, no. I don't think he should be rushed back straight away. Maybe give him off the bench, maybe like 20 minutes, but nah, not against Sheffield United personally.
No. What's your thoughts on this one, Jez? Do you reckon he should walk straight back into the team, or
no? He's not match fit. Let's put it that way, right? Partey was a bench warmer. If we need to bring him on for 10, 80th minute, bring him on, give him a run out. But no. And Josh has made a very good point there, right? Why since he joined Arsenal, and we see this a lot with players that come in, right? Not a bad injury record at all. They come to Arsenal and they're crocked all the damn time. I just find that quite interesting. Is that why does that happen? What is it about? I know we hear the stories. Oh, the pitches at London Colney are rock hard and this, that, and the other. Well, I'm sure they bloody water them down. I just don't understand this at all. Is it our training regime is a little bit too aggressive? Maybe. I don't know. But no, to answer your question, mate, if he's fit, right, fair play, stick him on the bench because we need to strengthen our bench. When we looked at our bench the other day against Newcastle, it's bloody awful, right? So bring him on the bench if we need him or if we got the opportunity. If we're 4-0 up against Sheffield United, then give him a run out for 10, give him a jog out for 10 minutes, get him up to speed a little bit. But no, he certainly can't be a starter. Same as with any of these players that are like coming back from injury, Timber, Zinchenko, stick him on the bench, right? If we get the opportunity to give him a little run out, fair play. But no, don't break what ain't broken. The team at the moment are playing decent football. We're carving teams apart. I know we've got different opposition coming up shortly, with Man United, Man City, Tottenham, right? Chelsea. They, I'm not saying we're not respecting any team, but they're different class, right? And London derbies, Chelsea and Tottenham away is going to be like at the time of the year it's going to be, right? That's going to be a totally different kettle of fish. So let's get these players fit and ready for those sort of games where we might need to bring them on to mix it up a little bit. Yeah. Arteta, you then got to bring your plan B, if there is one, into play. I haven't seen it yet, but fair play to you. You're doing all right now. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. No. Don't change it when it ain't broken, man.
No, that's right. That's true. I totally agree with that one. King TV's in. He says Arsenal score an amazing amount of goals without a permanent striker. How are they achieving this? It's ridiculous. Well, I've got one word for this, and I'm just going to sum it up, and it proves what I know. Dubai. That's it. That's all I can say.
What, all them steaks?
Yeah.
Okay.
All those steaks, yeah. He does a steak, doesn't he, Mikkel? Bloody hell.
Interesting point you've made there, because looking at what's happened now in the FA Cup, it looks like we might have a bit of a break of 14 odd days without playing.
Yeah.
Because of the FA Cup. So the question is this. Would you I'm sorry to interrupt your show, Anthony.
No, that's fine.
would you be happy to see them back out again to Dubai?
Well, I tell you what, if it makes them play like this again, from then until the end of the season, undefeated and scoring quite a lot of goals, I'm all for that, Jez. I'll just say take him out there. You know, the rumor is I'll even get Julian to fly the plane from AFTV to fly him out there because apparently he's a pilot. So
I wouldn't trust him, mate. He'd probably crash. But
no, well, yeah, it's true on that one. Yeah.
Would you be happy for him to go back out of Dubai?
Yes. Send them out to Dubai, man, and get Arteta to go to Salt Bay. Get him fed a bit of meat, and hopefully we'll be cooking again, man. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they've got a break for 14 days, hypothetically, yes. See you later, boys. Go and have a good time. Even though it's the season ticket holders are paying for that, so that's you know, a bit of a grinding situation considering they're putting the ticket prices up next year. But it is what it is. Yeah,
that's right. AFC always. We definitely should not risk Timber back. Do you know what? Just quick thought on Timber. If he's fit and he does come back, how would you put him in the starting lineup? Would you just leave Kiwior there and then just bring Timber on, give him like the last 15, 20 minutes of the game just to get him some game time? Jez, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, we don't need to change anything right now.
No.
The team is balanced. It's looking good. We're interacting nicely. Everything's gelling. Don't know why. Why would you want to change it up? You know, when we had the likes of, you know, the managers like Wenger and we had George Graham before that, when we had players come back from injury and we had some top defenders back then, they didn't come straight back into the field. They were there and brought on if needed. It was basically, you know, Timber is a fragile one. ACL, I wouldn't even want to see him play again this year. I won't lie. Right? I'd rather he was just like on the training ground, playing with the under 23s, give him some run outs there for 10, 15, get him up strength wise. Why risk it? No need at this point. No point. Not going to gain anything. Just let him jog away and we'll see you next season, son. No point in messing it up. We're doing okay at the moment, right? No panics. So just bring it on and keep playing as we are. End of story.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I got flipping through, I got a question here, and it's actually a question for you, Jez, from AFC Always. He says, question, Jez, is your all-time favourite back four for Arsenal? Well, what is your favourite all-time back four for Arsenal?
Oh, well, that's a tricky one. I could go back to the 70s on that, but left back, Ashley Cole.
Not Kenny Sampson.
Could be Kenny Sampson. I'm saying, mate, I could go right back in time. I'm trying to keep it relevant, you know.
Yeah.
People actually might remember these players. Steve Bold, definitely Tony Adams. I could go with right back Sammy Nelson, Pat Rice. God. Yeah, tricky one. Too many to mention, man.
Too many to mention.
I mean, good grief. I mean, yeah, I'd go with that because they're the. Yeah, I'm not going to go back in the 70s because people won't even remember who they were. But yeah, I'll go with that.
Well, mine might be going back to the 70s as well. I'm going to go Dixon for mine. So I'm going to go Dixon, Adams, David O'Leary, and Kenny Sampson.
Yeah, it's good shout. It's a good shout.
And
I could go Sol Campbell.
You could do, yeah. What's yours, Josh? Your favourite Arsenal back four? I understand your age, but you know.
Yeah. So for me, I'm going to go based off of obviously what I've watched growing up, really, as an Arsenal fan. I've only seen us win FA Cup, lads. You know, I've only seen us win a few FA Cups. So I'd have to go with that one. When we won the 2 FA Cups, 2014 and 15 defence, we had, I think, Chesney in goal, Monreal, we had Koscielny and Mertesacker as, you know, the 2 centre-backs. And I think we had Gibbs played the final as well. Well, I think 2014 he played, didn't he? And yeah, well, I think we had prime Hector Bellerin before his injury as well, when he was absolutely rapid as well. So I probably have to go with that one just because the memories I had growing up watching them. And just, you know, we won the 2 FA Cups, you know, with them. So probably have to go with that one, personally.
Fair play, yeah.
Fair play. Here's another one now from Helen. Do you guys believe it's a 3-horse race for the title?
Josh, you want to go first, mate?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to go down to the wire, personally. Looking at these, you know, last couple, you know, these fixtures, I think we've got like 11, you know, 12 games remaining. I certainly do think, you know, Liverpool keep it consistent. You know, they lost to us, but, you know, they bounced back. And they you know, they're looking very consistent, even with a few injuries as well. You know, that they haven't had Salah for a few weeks. They've been playing their kids, you know, in the cups and doing really well. So I've got a feeling Liverpool will be there. Man City is Man City. You know, Man City is Man City. So they're always going to be there. And, you know, we got to do our thing, man. We got to do our thing. Take it game at a time. You know, every game for me is a must-win, people. You know, I feel like if we drop points, really, it's going to really damage us in terms of this title race, just because of how good and how consistent the other 2 sides will be, in my opinion. So I've got a feeling that, you know, it's going to go down to the wire, and I do think it is going to be a 3-horse race, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do. I reckon go down the wire. Winning the league for me, I do hope is Arsenal, but can I see it really? I really don't know. I mean, we were chatting it on Jez's channel. All these games that we've played now, we've won and we scored a certain amount of goals. If we don't win the league, what's that proven? It's proven nothing. So hopefully we can win the league. If not, I don't know. Back in my head, I think it'd be Liverpool. Personally, I think it'd be Liverpool. Man City, depending how they get on against, they got Man United. They'll have us coming up pretty soon as well. Obviously we got Tottenham to come still. So, you know, there's a few games, and this is what I said. I think, like, when I say losing points, I don't necessarily mean a defeat. I said it might be a draw. It might be a win, draw, win, draw. You know, it'd be that sort of thing as well. So basically, I feel what everybody's saying at the minute is, out of us 3, whoever's the first one to lose their game is not going to win the Premier League. So that's what I've been hearing a lot of as well. I just want to bring this comment up. It's from Kyle Walsh Gunners. He's replying back from early doors. He said he's getting there, mate. It's been tough. I've had a long way to get through for recovery, but I will get there. Big up, mate. Well, Kyle, whatever it is, mate, hope it, you know, all the best, mate. And I just hope you get through it. And it'd be nice to see you back on some shows and talking some Arsenal content. All right, mate.
Thanks.
But yeah, so it is. That's the way I was going to be at the minute. Somebody goes on to say Partey can't start Monday. Good player, but too soon. Brother's got no legs at this point. No, he's got no legs at all at the minute. And if this thigh injury keeps appearing up and all that, I personally don't think Thomas Partey is going to be an Arsenal player at the end of the season. I really don't. I really don't. Can you see Partey being at Arsenal at the end of this season, Jez?
No. Sadly, I like him. I think he's a decent player.
Yeah,
I do. I think he's class. But his injury record isn't great. If it is true that he's injured all the time, I don't know. Remember, this is Mikel Arteta, and if it is true, then he's just not reliable enough. I find it odd that a player came to us with pretty much a pretty clean injury record, and now he's injured again. and he's been injured a lot. He didn't make it to the AFCON.
Yeah.
And I know there's all these rumours out there, these legal things and everything, but nothing's come out of that, right? I'm pretty certain by now, if that was factual, we'd have known about it. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's the case. So is this another situation where another player's fallen out of Arteta? Because maybe this guy doesn't like Arteta's way of playing or whatever. I don't know. It's speculation. But I'm pretty certain, guys, we'll see him walking out the door in the summer for probably no money. Again.
Yeah.
Probably sell him for like, what, 15 million? Something like that to get him out the door because that's what Arsenal do. And, Shane, I think he's a decent player. I like Pepe myself as well. He went out for nothing. At the time, he was our biggest signing, £72 million. And we let him go for, cheap chips. So,
peanuts, wasn't it? Really, the bargain, wasn't it? I think it was 3 million. You said or something, but absolutely. I was absolutely surprised that we couldn't even got after what even if it was 30 million for Pepe. You know what I mean? But it's like what Jess says. I mean, if Partey leaves, I was banking because I think Thomas Partey was what was he, 40 mil? So I was thinking round about maybe get the 18 million pound mark for him. I mean, not being funny, there's players in the Championship, when Premier League team buys them, that the dearest at the minute is going for 25 million, with add-ons. So you're talking 30 million in total if it's 25 plus 5 million add-ons. So you're talking that for Championship players at least. But that's it. Anyway, AFC always says we got a long break in March, send them back to Dubai. Definitely, that was that's what we're doing on that one. Saka just can't keep playing every game. Surely we don't have any cover. No, we don't. And I always debated that in the January transfer window. We should have got a backup to Saka. The person I wanted there on that right hand side is the one that plays for Wolves. I wouldn't mind Pedro Neto. There
don't you think he's a bit injury prone though, and Anthony?
What
Neto, yeah.
He is, but trouble is though you got to find the way he plays for Wolves. I mean, the skill and his attacking ability. If you ever when you watch a Wolves game, he's always getting the challenges are going in on him all the time, aren't they? So over that period of time, he's getting the challenges in. He gets a weakness there in his knee look, but. I mean, I can understand why he's because he holds that midfield up and that attacking role, for Wolves. And I'll be honest with you, I think, as soon as he runs into that final third, into that box, 18-yard box, is pretty much a goal on there. And, I mean, I don't know how much he's worth. I'm counting on something like maybe 50 million at the most, but that's it, really. So Pepsi back here goes, give the returning players a run out and a comfort winning, not the likes of Eddie. Well, that's definitely not the likes of Eddie, Reece or Smith Rowe, or have not taken their chances. I don't know. I mean, that in all fairness, that's one guy I actually feel sorry for at Arsenal. Believe it or not, is Smith Rowe. He looks like he has put on a little bit of weight because obviously where he hasn't been playing games and he had a slight injury, as we know. But he's trying to get back into it. But do you know what? When he comes off that subs bench and he starts playing on that pitch, he tries his best. He tries to give it a good go. Do you know what I mean? Attacking wise, obviously he's got to improve his shooting. I mean, obviously he's had a few shots on goal and they've gone, horribly wide or over the bar. But that's the way he is at the minute. He's just got to plug in and just give it his all, really. But that might be another player I could see leaving Arsenal at the end of the season is Smith Rowe, and hopefully I hope he don't go, or if he does, on loan. Early doors, that length of break could also be a negative on your season. That would be my concern. Yeah, well, it can, but just bring him back take him back over to Dubai,
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point, but I think it could be a positive as well. the fact, obviously, something happened in Dubai. Let's not get it wrong. You know, I mean, I was totally opposed. I'll put my hands up. I thought, why are we doing this after how crap we'd been? But you know, it done something, and if it means that they can kick on yet again, then yeah, do it all day long, all day.
Yeah, definitely all day. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really up for that. Big up, Richard. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's my younger brother. He's a Man United fan. I think my mum dropped him on his head when he was a baby. He's brought Man United. That's it. Like, okay. There. I tell you what, there is absolutely loads and loads of comments coming through. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go on to the next one. Go on to the next stage that we're going to talk about, because we're 46 minutes in. Right, on the next one is Jesus, Trossard, Havertz. Which one is better? Now, what I'm saying is I'm judging these by these wins. So basically, from the start of where we had that big win at Crystal Palace. Now, I've written down a few things here. Like, you know, obviously, Palace, we won 5-0. Trossard, he got the goal, 1 goal in that game. Then Forest was after that. Jesus, he scored that goal. And Liverpool 3-1. That was Trossard. So Trossard is obviously on 2 goals there. West Ham was 6-0. Trossard at those 3, he got another one. Then you had Burnley, who we won 5-0. Havertz and Trossard scored in that. And then the Newcastle game, it was just Havertz. So you've got to think, in those last 6 games, Jesus, even though he was injured, he did pick up an injury, so he was out for a few games. So in those 6 games, Jesus has only scored 1 goal in those 6 games. Well, you can't really say 6 games, so you can say 2 games. He come off the bench at Newcastle, didn't he? So let's say 2 games with Jesus. So that was 1 goal in 2 games. So Havertz has scored 2 goals in 6, but Trossard, amazingly, has scored 4 goals in 6 games. Now, you think of it, Jesus is actually on the bench. People are saying obviously don't fix what's not broken. We're playing Havertz up front at the minute, aren't we? But, I mean, the facts that I've read out for you and the stats as well, do you still carry on playing Havertz up front, or would you play Trossard or Jesus? Do you know what? I'm going to go to Josh on this one.
Trossard for me. Yeah, I think he's been the better out of the 2, and I'll keep playing him. You know, I've really liked him playing false 9. You know, I think he really suited that. I remember when Arteta was playing him in left centre mid a few games, I was like, what are you doing, Arteta? Playing this guy as a left centre mid? You know, he's just too deep. You know, that's not his game. So, you know, I've been really impressed with the guy, you know, as a false 9. Trossard's a big game player for me. I was buzzing when we signed the guy, you know, because we could have got Mudryk instead, if you guys remember. But, you know, instead we dodged a bullet that one and we got Trossard. And I think he's been superb. I think, you know, he turns up in the big games. He did it at Brighton as well. I remember he went to Anfield, he had a hat-trick. Yeah, he went 8 had he scored. He scored at the Emirates against us. You guys remember. So, I mean, right now, even as an overall player, for me, I'm going Trossard all day long. And don't get twisted, I actually think Havertz has been playing well recently as the striker, you know. So, you know, I wouldn't really sit there and moan if Havertz was going to start, but because of how, you know, he's been playing really well there, in my opinion. But if it's up to me and who's been playing better over the past 6 games, I mean, you just named he scored 4 goals. He's scoring goals for us, Trossard. And I think he was dropped, wasn't he, against Newcastle, because he played Havertz down the middle. So, yeah, he's been on super form, Trossard. And, yeah, I really like Trossard. You know, he can play on the wing as well. He played there quite a bit. He can play win and false 9 as well. So, I'm going to have to go with Trossard for me personally.
Yeah. Would you agree with that one, Jess? Trossard?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. He's so effectual in the middle. Look, I mean, you know, hey, I was the one at the start of the season and said there is a player in there somewhere in Havertz, and maybe it's slowly coming out. I don't know, but all day long, Havertz in the recent weeks has done well. I can't beat him up for that, but Trossard all day long, he is so naughty in the fact he causes problems with the opposing defence. He drags players out of position. So does Havertz at times. He did against at the weekend against Newcastle. So there's an argument there. But for actual damage done against the opponents, I've got to go with Trossard all day long.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like what I said when I was looking through the last 6 games, with Trossard. And to be honest with you, half of them, he didn't even start the game. He actually come off the bench. So, do you know what I mean? So I know it's there roundabouts, but I got to totally agree. Trossard all day long, literally. We're just going on to the next topic now. All right, Jorginho. He's been offered a 1-year contract.
Extension.
Well, extension, contract extension. My thought is the way he's been playing in a minute, he hasn't been too bad, He's had a man of the match. He's been really dominant in that midfield. To me, I think, if it's just a 1-year contract extension, I mean, I'll just get him to sign it. Don't get me wrong. At the end of this season, he turns 33 at the end of this season. But I know there's a bit of experience there, obviously, because we're lacking experience because we have got a bit of, a young squad. But, I mean, Jez, Jorginho, this contract, well-deserved?
Is it well-deserved? No. But would I give him an extension? Yes. I think he had a great game the other day. Personally, look, I would have started him against Porto. That's, I think that was a mistake by Arteta. He's got more that the European football, to me, suits him very well. It's a slightly slower pace. And he has the ability to actually be a little bit more commanding, I think. And I honestly hope that Arteta learns from that and he starts him against Porto at the Emirates. I think he made a cock up there, Arteta, in that team that's set up.
Yeah.
I haven't got a problem with him. I gave him man of the match. I won't lie. In my player ratings on Lee's channel, I gave him man of the match. I thought he was superb. Closely followed by Rice. They do link up very well. Let's get that right. And I mean, a year. Yeah, he's pretty much coming to his end. He's a little bit past his peak, but we've seen players go on longer than that. So yeah, I'll keep him. I haven't got a problem with him. He's not going to rip up trees. Let's put it that way. But keep him for now.
Keep him for now. Yeah. That's totally what I'm saying. Your thoughts on that one, Josh? Do you reckon basically he deserve it? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think look, when we first signed him, obviously I was probably like all of us really, a bit doubtful because the whole window we was talking about Caicedo and him maybe coming to Arsenal, and it was a bit sort of overwhelming seeing a player like Jorginho, who we saw at Chelsea play, with like another Chelsea player coming to Arsenal. But I think he's done very, very well actually since we actually signed him. I mean, he's had a few odd games, here and there. I mean, I remember against Tottenham when he made that awful mistake. But what I will say, when it comes to these big games, I've noticed it against Man City this season. The guy was superb. Against Liverpool, he got man of the match. And I agree. Play this. He should have started against Porto. Like, this type of Champions League games, European games, will suit the guy a lot because I think he really works. What I noticed against Newcastle game is he allowed Declan Rice to have the freedom. Really, when you have Havertz there, Rice doesn't really have that freedom because with all due respect, it's Havertz there. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's a bit slower. But with Jorginho, he's able to give you that stability, you know, in the midfield, and he allowed Declan Rice to push on and sort of, you know, go forward a lot more. So, and yeah, you know, he's got a very good link up with Declan Rice. But you know, I've been pretty impressed with Jorginho recently, and this season when he's really stepped up. You know, for me, he's not a player that you play week in, week out. Yeah, I don't think he's that type of player now, especially how he's banning on age as well. But he's got that experience. You know, he's won trophies. I mean, he obviously won the UCL with Chelsea, won the Euros with Italy as well. So he's done it on the big stage at the end of the day, and he does do really well. I think it's a perfect option that you got to go with. You know, considering we're Partey's injury prone. Yeah, out of Havertz or Jorginho in these big types of games, I'm going to go with Jorginho. And he should have started against Paul, and he needs to start for me when we play him at the Emirates second leg, because I think he would really steal the game. So, yeah, I mean, I was going to say, can we get money for him? But we're Arsenal. I mean, we are all for selling players, so I don't see us getting anything for him, really.
No.
So, yeah, for me, keep him. Give him a 1 year deal.
Yeah, I mean, Ellen says here, it says, "What's the point of bringing in Trossard? He's already going to start. You got to be committed to playing him. Otherwise, sell him for someone that Arteta will actually start." Do you sort of agree with that, or do you say it's like what Jez said? I think Mikel Arteta's got it wrong there. I mean, we've always said, me and Jez has always said, it seems like Mikel Arteta's got his favourites at that club, and I mean, look at that time when Jesus was injured. And Trossard came in. He started banging in loads of goals for us over back last season it was, but like over the Christmas and New Year period. Jesus comes back from injury, and he just walked straight back in the team. Trossard, you're on the bench. I mean, that's something that I don't agree with, because if I was Mikel Arteta, I'll be actually saying, well, look at what Trossard's actually producing now, scoring us goals and doing a job for us on the pitch. You're on the bench, mate. I'm sorry, but if you want first team football, you got to prove to me that you want it. Right or wrong, Jez?
No, you're totally right. Totally right. Look, you know, I said earlier, right now, the team looks balanced. They look like they're having fun. And when you've got a team that's having fun, yeah, you don't know what their achievements can be. Yeah. We've got a nice little team that's doing very well. Yeah, the bench isn't great, but we've got players coming back which can sit on that bench, right? And if need be, drag them on for the last 20, 15, 10, doesn't matter, right? Give them a run out. But at this point in time, we are very sitting nice. So don't change it.
No.
Don't mess it up. Yeah? It's like anything in life. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? You know, if you've got your car, guys, you know, and it's running and it's humming, you're not going to start messing about things, are you?
No.
You're going to say, ooh, running like a dream. I'm loving this. So just leave it. Don't tinker. And that's one thing I don't like with Mikel Arteta at times. He likes to tinker. You know, start the season. Look what he did. You know, pre-season looking nice. Over in America, Emirates Cup looked good. You know, I'm not. You know, pre-season you can't really gauge it too much. But what did he do? First game of the season, Partey at bloody right back. That worked well, didn't it? Yeah. Worked really well. No, leave it now. Let it go along. We're riding on the crest of the wave. Bang on. Just let it go.
Yeah. Well, apparently they said, who was it? It was on a show I was watching, and somebody said that Partey used to play right back when he was at Atletico Madrid in that position. They used to play him there when they were short or something of their right backs. But
he did. But
yeah,
he's a midfielder. Let's get it right.
Let's get it right. Yeah, let's get it right. Right, there is a poll in. There's a poll in the chat. It says here, will Arsenal win the trophy this season? 50% are saying no, and 50% are saying yes. There's 6 votes. Get your votes in. So anybody, if you've got a mobile phone, you're on here or whatever, you're watching on a tablet, get your votes in now, and we'll bring it back up towards the end of the show. Right, let's go on to our next one now. Sheffield United game, Monday, 8 p.m. kickoff. Basically, what are we expecting in this game? To me, I'm expecting nothing but a win. You know, I think sod it. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to go guns blazing on this one. All I'm going to say is anything less than a 5-0 win to me. Well, Jez, you've got to listen to this. Anything less than a 5-0 win, I will be a little bit shocked because of obviously all the games and the goals leading up to this game. You know, I feel Arsenal's got win. Sheffield United, to me, they got nothing. They got nothing there at all. Let's be honest. They're down. They're getting relegated at the end of this season. Is obvious. So I'm just thinking, you know, Arsenal win, and in all fairness, it should be a walk in the park. If in my opinion, Josh, let's come to you on this one, mate. What's your this game and what are you expecting?
Yeah, it should be a walk in the park, but we can't underestimate anyone in the Premier League. I mean, let's just go back to last season. We played bottom of league Southampton at Emirates, by the way, and look what happened. You know, even against Bournemouth, yeah, you know, who was in the relegation at the Emirates, we went 2-0 down to them. So you can't underestimate any of these types of sides, really. Sheffield United, I mean, I've seen them at home. They, you know, if you go when they played Man City got struggled to beat them. It was a 2-1 win in the end, and I think they scored in the last minute to beat them. So they've shown that they can do it against the big sides. So by no means can you underestimate anyone in this Premier League at all, really. But having said that, I do agree it should be a walk in the park, and I think it will be. I feel like it's going to be very similar to, you know, the Burnley game, you know, where we go. It may take a while to score the first goal because we all know what they're going to do tactically, you know, the whole low block tactic and, you know, what everyone does really. So, you know, it may take a while to break them down, but when we do get the first goal, I think it'll open up and we'll go all guns blazing and we'll blitz them. You know, so I'm expecting 3 points. I'm expecting a good performance, a high-level display. I'm expecting goals as well. And I think the team, you don't change much of it. I would like to see Smith Rowe have maybe a run out because, you know, I feel like that you know, he's looked sharp off the bench. And I feel like for this type of game, I think it will suit him because, all right, they're bottom of the league, but you need that creativity as well when these teams play a low block. So I feel like, you know what, Smith Rowe, play that guy in the midfield, give this guy a run out, but don't change it too much. Don't change it too much. Don't, you know, take the piss and start playing players like Fabio Vieira and start playing players like Nelson. You know, keep it how we've been doing and we'll be fine. And I think we'll beat them quite comfortably as well. So if I give a prediction, I'd probably go 4-0 Arsenal.
4-0 Arsenal, yeah. Did you get, what's your prediction, Jez? Did you give a prediction?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bramall Lane is one of those old quirky grounds. You know, I've been there a few times. It's a tight knit community, and their crowd can be quite feisty. So it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to run away with this one because they're fighting for survival. We're going to go there. They're going to be camped, right? They're going to, and we have to be realistic about this. We're not brilliant at breaking teams down that are sitting there with literally 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah,
we're not great. We're not great at that. But I think we will win. I don't think it's going to be an absolute hammering. I'd like it to be. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to go on this game, having been up there on a few occasions. I'm going to go. I'm going to be. I think it's going to be around. I'm going to go a 2-0.
2-0.
I think it's going to be a tough one. I really do, because they're going to sit there. They're going to try and get a draw out of this. I don't think they're going to come out and all guns blazing against the Arsenal away. We've got to really work out how we can break them down. And if we get one, we get two, maybe. But I don't think it's going to be easy going. I don't.
No. No, I don't know. No. I'm just going to quickly come to this comment as well. AFC always. He says, we need to get rid of Ramsdale, Cedric, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Eleni, Partey, Jorginho, Jesus, Nketiah, etc. Like, in all those players he's named there, which ones would you actually agree with on that one? I'll start off with you, Josh. Which ones do you think we need to get rid of?
All of them apart from Tomiyasu, Jesus, and Zinchenko, personally. I feel like Tomiyasu, he's something to do anyway, but I feel like he's established himself. He can play right back. He's a very good right back, centre back, and left back. I get he's very injury prone. That's the biggest issue. If this guy can stay fit, he is quality. He can go forward. He's overlap, defend. He's very solid as well. Zinchenko, for me, we need to play the guy in midfield because I'm sick and tired of him playing left back. Personally, we spoke about it. The guy can't defend. He's a midfielder. And who else did I say keep? Yeah, Jesus, I think we keep, but we definitely do need another striker. 100%. And yeah, but bin the rest. I reckon we can get quite a bit for Ramsdale. And Nketiah, well, West Ham wanted 35 mil. Palace wanted, I think, 35 mil. And we decided to keep the guy and give him Henry's number and give him 100 bags a week as well. So I don't know about that, but yeah, he needs to go. Jorginho's will be staying, and he's going to get probably sign a new contract. Partey, we need to get money for this guy, man. Get money for Partey, but it's just Arsenal for you. And I hate to say sell Partey, but I don't see Arteta keeping him. We'll get rid of Partey and probably sign another midfielder, someone like Zubamendi or players like that, really. And then El Nenny's got to go, Cedric, and yeah, I think the only ones I'm keeping is Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, and Jesus for me.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Jez?
Yeah, pretty much, mate. I would keep, if I had a choice, Partey and Jorginho. Cedric, Tomiyasu. Well, for me, Zinchenko, sorry, I don't rate him. He's a liability. As Josh has said, he's in midfield, yes. Defence, no. El Neni, mate. Look, when the guy comes on, he just does a job. He doesn't rip up trees. He just does his job.
Yeah.
But, we need better than that. Jesus, no, I'm sorry. You don't. You spend more time sat in your arse on the football pitch than you do on your boots. And if you're not injured, then what? What are you doing? Nketiah, mate, sorry, you're crap. Need to go. He proved it against Newcastle. He came on. What did he do? Nothing. Nothing. Your time's done, son. Move on. Go and enjoy your career somewhere else. Maybe championship level, possibly. But, yeah, the rest of them, yeah, move on. Ramsdale's going to go. We know that. He's not going to sit there. He's a decent keeper. He's not going to sit there behind Raya, bench warming. He can go to a club and perform and respect to him. He's done us a service. We can't disrespect that. Cedric and can go all day long. Yeah, pretty much that's it, really.
Yeah. I got to agree on a bit of that. I mean, they're saying get rid of Ramsdale. Apparently, yeah, we could get rid of Ramsdale. There is talks of there's talks of him being in the he can go more than what we signed him for. I mean, it was 35 million we signed him for. There's talks of it being in the region of between 45 to 50. So, that I have heard of that. Cedric, yeah, go. Zinchenko, go. Tomiyasu, I blow hot and cold with Tomiyasu. Really, I do. Eleni, like what Jez said, you're shit, get out. Partey, I would like him to stay, but if he's not, let's get some, like you said, Josh, let's get some decent money for him. Jorginho, obviously, he's got the year's extension on his contract. Jesus, I would keep him. I think I'd rather, with Jesus, I'd rather rotate him with Martinelli. But playing where he used to play for Man City, out wide, really. Eddie Nketiah, fuck off. And, that's my opinion. Just going through on here. Bloody hell. Pepsi Matty's gone 9-0. I think that's obviously to Arsenal. Helen's gone 3-0 to Arsenal as their prediction. And then Early Dorsey's going 4-1 Arsenal. There is a question here. Sorry, AFC Always. You are full of questions tonight, mate. He goes, question: if Arteta doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League this season, Arteta needs to be sacked. Why give him another 200 million to spend next summer? Josh, what's your thoughts on this one, mate?
I've always said this season he's got to deliver me a trophy. Otherwise, he needs to go. It's as simple as that for me, really. You know, with the money he spent, almost 700 million. It's like he's been. I don't see the excuses left for Arteta anymore. People can't tell me, you know, he hasn't got his own squad. But this is his squad now. This is his own players that he chose by design. Yeah, he spent the money. He's been fully backed as well. Not many else managers have been backed like Arteta has. So I give him big credit for getting us back. You know, challenging for the league title, for getting us back in that big picture. We was in the gutter. I remember that, and you know, he's Banner FC, but you know. He's been given chances by this board, been given the money by this board. I expect trophies now. I expect Arsenal Football Club to deliver trophies. And if you can't do that for me, then you need to find someone else who really can do that, really. But look, as I said, I think he's done well in terms of getting us back up there, challenge for the league title. All right, if we lose, like, I don't know, 1 point. If we go down to the wire, compete to the wire, I'll be happy. Yeah. The same like Champions League. All right, if you get semi-finals, you play around Madrid. All right, okay, cool. It is what it is. But if you go out to Porto, that's a disgrace. We should not be going out to Porto in the Champions League. So he's got to get past Porto. And as I say, go neck and neck, go to the wire. Not like last season. Don't fall off like we did last season. Go right to the wire. Challenge for, because I believe we can challenge for the league title. That's what I expect. Challenge for the league title. Go neck and neck. Final day or whatever it will be. All right. And if you lose out on 1 point, it is what it is, people. But I feel like, yeah. He's got his own squad. He spent the money. It's time to deliver Arsenal Football Club trophies now. But the issue is we go back to the board. Like, I heard a story, right? I think it was a few weeks ago, saying they're going to offer him a new contract extension midway through a season. Like, what is that all about? I don't understand that. Wait till the end of the season, then see if he deserves a contract extension. But for me, I've always said deliver Arsenal trophies, and which is why I was so pissed off when we got knocked out the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. People call it Mickey Mouse Trophy. We've won, 2 League Cups in our history? I wanted to go far. I wanted to win the League Cup. In the day, it's a trophy. You know, the FA Cup, we've won the most FA Cups out of any other English team. I wanted to win that. And he just throws these cups away. So for me, look, if he doesn't deliver Arsenal trophies, for me, he's got to go. You need to get someone in who can do it.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree 100%. Jez, I know your opinion on this already, but I tell you what, let's just enlighten the people in the chat. What do you want to say?
Well, no, I fair play. I respect Josh, what he's just said. You've hit the nail on the head. The fact is, the money he's spent, I never wanted him as a manager. I'll put my hands out ever. I thought, what the hell are we doing bringing this naive manager in? When we bought him on deadline day, panic. Why did we buy him from Everton? But it is what it is. But the fact is, he's had his time. Been nearly 5 years coming up to this Christmas coming. So if you don't win the Champions League, which we know, let's be honest, let's put it right, yeah. This team is not set up to win a Champions League. I'd love it. I've never seen it. I've seen us in a Champions League final and we got cheated. And I still say to this day, we were cheated by the referee. I don't care what anybody says. But if he doesn't get us over the line with winning the Premier League, respect to him. He's done well. He got a second. We capitulated. We fell apart. Right now, we're sat in third. We're still in it. Right? We're still in it. But if you don't win it, fella, you got to F off and get somebody else that can actually get through. As Josh, to repeat what you've just said, He wanted his own squad. You've got it. You spent the money, fella. And if you can't get it over the line now, job done. Sod off and get somebody else in that can. 20 years, right? It's the longest time in my lifetime, right? In 54 years of supporting this bloody club, I've seen us go without a league title, right? You know, I've been lucky to see us win 3 doubles, blah, 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 and all that bullshit. But this guy has tried, and if he doesn't do it, gone. See ya. Bye-bye. Go somewhere else.
I totally agree 100%. Jez knows my feelings on Arteta. Same here. He want my man to come in. That time when we actually appointed him, there was only one manager that was free that time, which would have been a good manager for Arsenal, and he went to Everton, and that was Carlo Ancelotti. I don't understand why Arsenal did not make a approach for him. Seriously, he was the only manager without a job at the time. Is facts, you know. It's not rocket science to me. So,
you know why? Do you know why on that one?
Why?
My theory on that is they wanted a yes man. The Cronkies wanted a yes man. Ancelotti would be too demanding for Arsenal at that point in time. After Wenger went, right, and Wenger resigned, let's put it that way, he resigned. He wasn't sacked. At the end of the day, they basically said, look, time's up. We're losing the fans in the stadium. Money's being affected. That's what hurts the Cronkies, right? All they care is a cash. Arsenal's a cash cow, yeah. And I mean, we can talk about this for bleeding hours, but they're putting the costs up again to the season ticket holders again next year, right? More money. Why? I mean, sorry, if I was Kenny Ken that went every week, I don't go every week now, as you know, but I'd be questioning that and saying, hang about, you haven't won fuck all. Why are you putting my ticket up? When we win something in Europe, or we win another Premier League, or dare I say, we win an FA Cup, yeah, then I'll go with it. But we haven't won shit. So I'm sorry, but that's a piss take to the Arsenal fans.
It is, yeah. I totally agree with you, Jez. 100%. I'm backing you what you said. I mean, there's a few people in the chat now who's totally agreeing with what you're saying. You know, I mean, obviously, Jez is pulling outside those. Yeah, and then on this one, he says he's not good enough right now. He might it'd be one day, anytime soon. Like he's got to go. He's got to go. Arteta out, even if we win nothing again, no doubt about it. Yeah, that's right. You know, and this is the last season for Mikel Arteta. Personally, if it's like what Jess is saying, if he wins nothing, then it is. He's got to go. I'm sorry. I'm. It's like 20 years without a bloody Premier League title. It's far too long. And it's like what me and Jez was talking about on Tuesday on his show. I mean, okay, we can play football in the Premier League. We can win games. All right. In all fairness, I personally think that we could win trophies with the team we've got. I mean, a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup. That would have been a good start for Mikel Arteta this season. 2 trophies. Maybe just go for that Premier League as well, because we got no chance of winning the Champions League because our squad is so thin. You know, I was saying this on Jez's show, and it is. So, I mean, anything past this quarter, if we manage to beat Porto and go into the quarterfinals, anything from the quarterfinals onwards to me is a bonus, and that's it. That's that, and you know that's all I got to say on it. But nothing won, you're gone. 750 million, mind, he's had to spend. If we don't win nothing, he's there next season. I said to Jez, 200 million at the start of the season spent, maybe a 50 million pound player in January. Yeah, that's your first £1 billion spent.
Yeah,
and you ain't won nothing. Crap. I'm sorry, but I'm not having that. I didn't like it. Lads, would you take Alex Sanchez back for at Arsenal as he's a free agent in the summer?
As a coach, yeah.
As a coach, most probably, yeah. A striking coach, yeah. You know. And they're agreeing with you, Jez. 100%. You know, Wenger got what's this one here? Wenger got sacked for fan attendance in the Emirates, not the result on the pitch. Well, yeah, his moves probably that's true, but I mean, it's like what Jez was saying. They're putting all the prices up, and I've looked it up, and they're putting it up by 6%. Back in 2018, they put the prices up by 20%. 20%, and now they've put it up by another 6%. It takes the piss in my eyes. But they know with us fans, you know, if you're a season ticket holder, no matter how much the percentage goes up, fans are still going to pay it. And it makes you think how the other person lives, because, you know, if going up there, traveling, even on away days or whatever, you've got to have something to eat and drink. I mean, we did it on Early Doors' show, wasn't it, Jez, on the Sunday night takeaway. Apparently, I think, is it for a burger, chips, and is it a pint or is it a bottle of water? It's something stupid like 20, was it 26 quid?
22 quid.
22 quid. It's fucking dear. Absolutely dear.
And you get about 12 chips. Right? You get about 12 chips, right? And you get a shitty burger.
Yeah.
You're better off going to McDonald's, because it's absolute crap. And you get like a soft drink, okay, fair play, If you go to the concourse at the Emirates and want a pint, beer, right? Like they do that. What's the one? It's a local brewery beer. Can't remember what it's called now. It's all right, but 8 quid, man.
12 chips.
8 quid. And if you want, if you want, right, a 250ml in a plastic glass, right, of wine, which is absolute dross. It's like drinking cat's piss. Seriously. Right? Yeah. It's like £8.50.
Yeah.
Seriously. You know, fish and chips is like nearly 18 bloody quid. And the bit of fish is like about that big. You know, it takes a piss, man. Seriously.
It does take the piss. I mean, you look at this now, what Early Doors has just put in here. Soon. He said the cheapest season ticket will now be £1,073. No longer with the working man sport.
Red level, man. That's red, and that's up there. That's in the gods. You know what I mean? That is up there. You need binoculars to watch the game.
Yeah, you do.
I do with my eyes now.
Right, let's have a look and see what this one says here then. Says here, well, basically, they're saying, who do you reckon, if Mick Arteta was sacked, who would you want in?
Good question. Very good question.
Well, the RD12 is actually starting us off here. He said Hans Flick is our best bet, in my opinion. But, I mean, you don't have to go with that. But, you know, I mean, who would you personally want in?
Don't. My choice. I'll go first. Mate, look, I would take Simeone. Seriously, I know he's not pretty in his football, but he's a winner, proven, been there, done it, wins in Europe, and bit of a people compare him to George Graham. Okay, fair enough. George Graham won a lot of. George Graham won, right? People compare how managers work about Herbert Chapman, right? If you actually look at the facts, in the period of time that George Graham was here, he won more than Herbert Chapman.
Yeah.
Because Herbert Chapman actually was not Arsenal that long. He changed the philosophy. He brought in the WM formation, which is still used today in modern football, right? But actually, look what happened. It was George Allison who was his assistant after, unfortunately, Herbert Chapman died from pneumonia in the January of 33, 32, 33. And look at what George Graham won in the time he was in. European Cup Winners' Cup, FA Cups, League Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sees it all. I mean, George Graham, what was it, Jez? 6 trophies in what, 8, 9 years?
8 years, yeah.
8 years, 6 trophies. And obviously, we know what happened to him back in '94. He obviously got sacked through a different thing. But it's like what I said. It ain't going to happen because of that. But I would have thought that man would most probably deserved a statue outside the Emirates.
Well, yeah, that's a debate and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be managing, mate. They wouldn't like me.
Yeah. Well, that's what Pepsi Mac is saying here. Look at this. My choice for Arsenal manager, Jez Collins. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, mate, the Cronkies wouldn't handle me for 2 weeks. That's for sure.
No, I don't think he will, Jez. Right, Josh. Going to make this quick now. We're going to wrap up the show. Your ideal manager, if Mikel Arteta doesn't win nothing, he's sacked. Who's yours?
I'm with Jez. I've always said Simeone. I've always been a massive fan of Simeone. Just it reminds me a bit of Wenger, since like he's been at Atletico for about 7 years now, isn't it? You know, he's been there. He's been loyal to Atletico. You know, the way how he's transformed them as well. What I love about him is he has them obviously. I mean, he's won trophies there. He's won La Liga against Barca and Real, by the way. You know, 2 massive clubs. So he's competed against the best. And he's won a few European trophies. Like I think they won Europe. Yeah, they obviously beat us semi-finals to win the Europa League, won the Super Cup as well. He got into many Champions League finals, man. He got so unlucky. You know, I think he lost one on penalties, didn't he? I think it was against Madrid. So he's been there, and he's an elite manager. And people can sit there and say, "Oh, he plays a negative style of football." But I think actually he's his own personal style. And at the end of the day, right? I don't care how you play personally. I've always said this, all right? Of course, I want to play pretty, attractive football, but I want trophies at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't care how we play. If we win something and we play Simeone way, I'm taking it all day long. If we win a Premier League and we play in, this whole Simeone style, I'm taking that all day long. I'd rather play like that than win nothing. So, yeah, for me, I think he's one of my main options. I've even when Emery got sacked, I was like, go and get someone like Simeone, man. Well, what we need is like an elite manager. None of this project managers, not necessarily like young managers as well. I mean, you got Xabi Alonso out there. Look, let's see what he does at Leverkusen first. Yeah, if he goes all the way and he wins the Bundesliga, let's see how he does there. But yeah, what we need is elite. I think Rory said it in the chat. Hansi Flick, he won 6 trophies in one season with Bayern Munich, pretty much. So he did bits there. Yeah, at Germany didn't really work out for him. It's international football, to be fair, but yeah, we need someone like him. Ancelotti as well is another fantastic shout. He's an elite level manager. I saw Rory said about Jose Mourinho. Look, Mourinho's elite. He's won trophies. He's done that. He's been there and done it. So yeah, I think there's plenty of managers out there. Yeah, when people say, "Oh, we can't sack Arteta because who are you replacing with?" I think there's plenty of managers out there who we can go and can go and get. So number one choice for me will be Simeone.
Yeah. No, I totally got to agree with you guys. I mean, not being funny, I suppose with Diego Simeone, I suppose his English is not that great. Obviously nothing against him. But then you look at it, neither was Unai Emery's, wasn't it? His English wasn't that great when we appointed him. So, obviously it's a language barrier that obviously he's going to have to learn in that. But yeah, I'm totally with you guys, Diego Simeone. I mean, RD12 says here, Carlo Ancelotti on a short term. Yes, please. Okay, yeah, how good that sounds. But a manager like that, you don't really want at the club on a short term. You want him on a longer term. I mean, with Mikel Arteta, I mean, obviously, I look at it because I'm in the building trade. I mean, with the players he's got, do you really reckon that he's set up the foundations of this club? And then, and then obviously when you bring your players in, like, as the season goes on, different players, that's obviously when your build starts going up, because obviously you're building the team and trying to build up a good, decent structure, let's say, to win some bloody trophies. But, I mean, Jez, do you feel he's Mikel Arteta, he's built a solid foundation at Arsenal Football Club, or no?
Oh, wow. Interesting. I think he's built the defence into a solid structure.
Yeah.
No question. Looking at how we are, I mean, there's no answers about the fact that we have got the best defence in the league. Midfield, I think we could enhance it. No question about that. Striker-wise, he's cocked up. We haven't got an out-and-out striker. Jesus is not an out-and-out striker. Nketiah is complete crap. So Trossard's decent, but he's not an out-and-out striker. Once Aubameyang went out the door, 20, 25 goal a year player, we haven't replaced him.
No.
And that can cost, and it has cost us. If we'd had, I'm convinced of this, I'm going to put this out there, right? If we last season had got an out-and-out striker, we would have won the league.
Definitely.
We didn't have it. It cost us, and we lost it. Now, my question is, no, it's not a question, but my concern is this. If we lose the likes of Martinelli or Saka or Trossard to injury, we've got to rely on Jesus. That's a concern to me. Fact.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously you're going to have to throw bloody Eddie Nketiah and bloody that lot as well, ain't you? So I know you don't like. I mean, I don't like the guy. I wish he was gone. I wish we took the fucking offer for West Ham for him. You know, to me, that was a bloody good offer just to get him off the payroll. Personally, with him, 100 grand a week.
100 bags a week.
Yeah.
He's getting for doing absolutely F all.
F4. And also, what an insult that is to the number 14 shirt.
Oh, don't even go there on that one.
So that's it. Right. Well, we've come to the end of the show now, folks. So, Jez, give your show a shout out, mate, and tell people what you got coming up.
Yeah, it's Arsenal history and more. I haven't got anything planned actually, because I've been doing so many other things at the moment. Help my daughter out moving and shit like that, like you do as a dad, which is a bloody nightmare because it's costing me a solid fortune. But there we are. But yeah, I might do. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a match preview. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, whatever, for the game on Monday night. And yeah, thanks for having me on, mate. Josh, nice to be with you. And I will get you on my show in the near future, young man. And yeah, thank you, mate, for having me on.
No, that's same, Jez. I'll have you on anytime, mate. Anytime. And I think, obviously, you said is this the first time you've been on a panel with Josh?
Yeah, I think it is.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Fair play. Anyway, Josh, you want to give your show a shout. And Josh, I gotta be honest with you. Look, people, subscribe to both of these channels. They do good content. They got good panelists, and also they do good content as well. Seriously. So if you're not subscribed to Arsenal History and More, make sure you are. If you're not subscribed to True Gooner, make sure you do. Give your channel a shout out, Josh, and tell people what have you got coming up on your show.
Yeah, firstly, I want to say, lads, it's obviously been a pleasure. Jez, big up to you, man. First time. Hopefully for, many, many more as well. We can do shows together. Really enjoyed it. And obviously, Anthony, thank you very much for having me on today, man. Really, really do appreciate that. And big up everyone in the chat as always. But yeah, you guys can find me, True Gooner. We do daily Arsenal content. Everything to do with Arsenal pretty much. Previews, match reviews, transfer news, pretty much everything. If you want an Arsenal channel, everything to do with Arsenal, then I appreciate anyone who could drop me a sub. I'm on the road to 7K subscribers now. And really do appreciate you having me on, man. Really enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah, no, that's same, Josh. I just think of your channel, mate, and for someone as young as you, mate, you're hitting the road for 6K. I feel you're doing a fantastic job, mate.
Cheers,
you're
man.
It, mate. No, honestly, I think you're brilliant. So anyway, that's it, folks. We're all out of here. Basically, Come on, you Gunners. We can do it.
Fantastic.